Welcome back to Off the Post, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. We have a little bit of a longer show than normal. Hopefully, it's not going to go on for too long, but we do have the recap of 2 weeks instead of 1 week because we have been very busy with our Christmas, and I hope everyone's had an amazing Christmas. And obviously did get some very good presents. As you can see, I got a fantastic present. Got the away shirt of the old Arsenal kit. So that's now probably about 25 shirts that I now have of Arsenal. But look at this man on the right-hand side with me, as always. Mishka, welcome back.
Shay, how
Cheers,
are we,
mate.
mates? Cheers.
I'm drinking.
You having a cider?
Yeah, mate. Why not?
I've stayed away from the beer bottles, actually. I've had done myself a bit of a mischief over the Christmas break, so...
Silly man. Silly man.
Doesn't stop me, though.
No, it doesn't. That's what's dedication, mate. Dedication, which is lovely to see. Anyway, let's go straight into it. Obviously, we did miss the Matchweek 17 and Matchweek 18. In those 2 weeks, talk to me. How did you feel about the 2 weeks of football?
I can only really remember this week's ones. I don't really remember what happened prior to that.
Oh, lovely.
It's a blurry Christmas. Yeah, there was some. I believe there was some interesting results, to say the least, just before Christmas. I think Villa getting the win against United was probably one surprise. Villa are they're on fire, aren't they? They're probably the one that keeps impressing.
Talk about Villa, mate.
We're back on the winning ways, but not far from convincing though. I've been impressed with Leeds. Leeds have been doing a fantastic job, I think. And I think it's been similar sort of story for Wolves. They just can't find a point, can they?
Yes, you could say that. You could say that.
They can't even get a draw at the moment.
Can't get anything at the moment, mate. Let alone a draw.
Yeah, and the fall off of Bournemouth too, probably another one to get.
Definitely. All right, well, let's get straight into it because we don't want to be here till 3 o'clock in the morning. Just giving the old screen a bit of a claim. All right, well, let's go into the first week of Match Week 17. These are the games that we had. We had Newcastle and Chelsea, Wolves and Brentford, Man City and West Ham, Brighton and Sunderland, Bournemouth and Burnley, Tottenham and Liverpool. We'll touch base on some of these. We won't touch base on all of them. Not as much in detail as we normally do. Leeds and Crystal Palace, Everton and Arsenal, Villa and United, and Fulham and Forest. Let's go to the early kickoff on the 21st of December. St James's Park, obviously Newcastle versus Chelsea. Obviously needed a good result coming back after the loss for the derby. What was your thoughts to this? Because it looked like Newcastle were going to walk away with this, but I think they brought Chelsea back in that second half, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they got the 2 goals, thought it was job done. And then Chelsea got 1, then 1 brought about 2. That was all she wrote. Yeah.
I was a bit frustrated with that because I thought Newcastle should have closed that out pretty quick, but they obviously didn't. So a bit disappointing. Wolves and obviously Brentford, no win for them. Obviously Brentford getting another win. Wolves, Man City basically turned over West Ham. Pretty easy there, 3-0 at home. West Ham really didn't even put up a fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's not much of an achievement at the moment. West Ham, they're rolling over to everybody. So they're in a bit of danger, I think.
Definitely. Brighton and Sunderland 0-0. Interesting result after Sunderland got that win against Newcastle. So 0-0. Bournemouth and Burnley, though. We'll talk a little bit about this. Bournemouth been struggling in the last few weeks. Obviously played Man United. Had an amazing game there with 4-4 draw, and then they go up Burnley and draw against Burnley, who are very close to the bottom with a 1-1. So not going to plan for Bournemouth at the moment.
Yeah. Isn't that just a typical Burnley? But like they just hang in there, scrap away, and then get one shot on target at the end of the game, and they get the goal. It's I don't know. It's just that's just the way they play. And if you can't kill the game off against them, there's always a chance that that's what they're playing for. They're trying to just nick one and get a result here and there, and they're just trying to survive. Survival in the Premier League. That's down to a T what Burnley are doing.
Yep, I agree. I definitely agree. We'll go over to Tottenham. Talk a little bit about this one. Obviously, away to Tottenham, which was on the 21st of December.
This game seriously frustrated me. Like the first, I'd say 60 minutes of this game, absolutely dominated. We dominated them, and they didn't even look like being in the game. They had the first red card. And then, I don't know, after we scored the second goal, and they had a man down. We should have just been able to hold on to the ball and just keep it off. We couldn't keep the bloody ball. We couldn't string two passes together. They had a man down. I know they got the second red card, 93rd minute, whatever. By then, it doesn't really matter. But then, to let them get that goal back, and this guy absolutely grinds my gears. Is it Richarlison? The way he's kicking blokes, and he absolutely.
He's a twat, isn't
he? He's a dickhead. He's a straight up dickhead.
We can say it. We can say it live on stream, mate. He is an absolute Bundy.
Yeah. What's the need to do that? Honestly, why? Why are you kicking guys? After you just scored a goal, like celebrate the goal. You take whatever. What are you kicking guys and pushing them into the ground and stuff? Like, fucking get over it. He needs to pull his head in. That guy.
We got to touch base on him though. We got to touch base on him later on, obviously on this week because it was hilarious. It was hilarious to today. The game this morning.
I don't know what he did this week. I didn't see.
So funny.
I could imagine he's done something else again. He's an idiot. Yeah, but I don't know. It was a shame. Isak. This is probably the big talking point out of the game, though. Isak getting that goal, but the big injury to him in that bit of play as well. It's a shame because it's probably the goal that he needed to get him going, and now he's out again. So, but
great finish.
Hugo, what a player, man! He's turning out to be. I think him getting more game time is going to be beneficial in the long run for us, I think. So it's not all doom and gloom with Isak being out. I think Ikitike, he's just going to have to be the man now, and I think he'll benefit from having more game time and more opportunity now, I think.
Another loss as well for Spurs at home.
Yeah. They've lost a lot of games at home, actually.
Too many.
I don't know. There's probably a stat. Do they have the worst home record? Do you reckon?
Probably.
Wolves. Wolves would have to.
Yeah.
Wolves would have to.
They don't have
to win one game to have a better record than them.
I did say that this game was a bit of an interesting one. I think a lot of people were quite disappointed with obviously the performance in both teams, actually, Liverpool and Tottenham. But all in all, 3 points is what you want, and you got sloppy. 3 points on the board.
It's so sloppy, but that's man down. We should be closing that game out. For the last half an hour to not be able to keep the ball off them, that was crazy. And then let him get a goal, let him have a sniff, and then they were unlucky not to get an equaliser. It's crazy. What were we doing?
Yeah, Liverpool aren't the same team this season at all. You can just see it. You can just see it.
That's one of those wins that you get and you feel like you lost. That's what it felt like.
Well, 3 points, and obviously red card to Spurs, 2-1 away from home as well. They haven't been playing the best of football at the moment, but you are playing a very interesting side in Tottenham who absolutely got thumped in the last game against Forest. Obviously they needed to bounce back. You could say again with Tottenham, it's injuries. Injuries is a problem. You're making excuses and bits and pieces, but at the end of the day, it's 3 points. It's in the bag. you take out of it, Isaac being injured is not the best. It's not what you want. But 3 points, and you go again.
Yeah, you can say injuries for Spurs, right? But you look at their team, like Spence, he was probably one of their best players in that game. He was fantastic. And then you got Van der Ven, Ramiro, Poro, Bentancur, Kudus, Bergval, Archie Gray, Xavi Simons, Kolo Moani. Like, they're all starters. It's not like they're playing young kids. Like, they're all starters. So you can't
but
keep making these excuses for them.
No, but they have got key players that are injured. Like Madison, Kuliveski.
Yeah.
Muani's been on and off. He's now starting. You're seeing him start quite a few games as well, which is good to see. I don't know. There's probably a few more to name. I can't think. I think Udogi or whatever his name is. I think he's another one that's injured.
Yeah, but you know what? Spence played in his position. Spence played fantastic.
I don't make Spence. I don't be able to go right up
in that game, he was their best player. No, that's saying something, but yeah, he was their best player in that game.
Well, they weren't because then they lost.
Well, that must be saying a lot about the rest of them because he was their best player.
Well, there you go, and that just says a lot about Tottenham. Anyway, moving on, because I do not want to talk much about Tottenham because I can't fucking stand the club. Okay, moving on. I want to talk about a little bit about this. Obviously, hopefully, Cass is not listening in. Leeds United 4-1 against Crystal Palace. Like, where does that come from? And that man, DCA is the name. Dominic Calvert. No, sorry, DCL. I can't spell. DCL, that man, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. This guy is probably got to be the hottest property, apart from Erling Haaland, in the Prem at the moment.
He's rejuvenated. He's found himself again.
He's scoring every fucking game.
This team's been building. They started off poorly, like the first 3-4 games, but they've been building. We're finally seeing what I said at the start of the season we'd see from them. We're seeing it now. They're a good side. They're fun to watch. I enjoy watching them.
Well, you are a big Leeds fan at heart, so
yeah. There's no secret. They're my second team. Yeah.
All right. We'll leave Arsenal last because you can ask the questions on that one. Fulham and Forest, obviously 1-0. Good result for Fulham. Fulham in good form at the moment. Harry Wilson has been playing some great football. Another good win there. And Villa Man United. This game I thought was going to be quite tough, but a team which is probably the best team currently on form at the moment is Villa.
Yeah, absolutely. I think without a doubt. I kept tipping him at the start of the season. I said they're going to come good. They're going to come good. It was getting to 2, 3, 4. I was thinking, maybe they're not going to come good. And since then, wow, I can't remember a point that they dropped since then.
No,
there wouldn't be many. No. They've just been keeping on grinding out results, and Watkins has found form. Morgan Rogers in form. Probably the only player that's probably a little bit disappointing for them is probably Daniel Marlin. The guy keeps getting dropped, taken off early, starting from the bench. That's probably the only guy you'd probably say in their team that's probably not lifting to the occasion like the rest of them are. I think they're a very good team. They got so many good players in there. Yuri Tillemans, what a player, man. He's fantastic, I think, in their midfield.
Yeah, he's found his mojo, hasn't he, since Leicester?
I like him, man. I rate him.
I think he had his mojo at Leicester anyway, still, to be honest with you. Him and Vardy and Mahrez, But, no. All right. We'll touch a bit more about Villa on Matchweek 18, and I'll let you take away the last game, which was Everton and Arsenal.
Yeah, this one. What did you make of this one? I think it should have been put to bed. I think. We're a little bit disappointed that didn't happen, and that they just kept hanging in there.
Well, it's 2 games in a row now, isn't it? Really, that we're just We're making it difficult for ourselves. Wolves, and then obviously now Everton. If you look at this game, though, you think Everton really didn't do anything.
No, I mean that's the only that's the thing. Everton didn't look like they were going to score. That was the only thing. But is it concerning that your only goal come from a pen? No, nothing from open play against them.
I think there's been so much talk about winning the league and getting results and winning by 3-0 or 4-0 or or 1-0. End of the day, winning whatever you win is 3 points. Obviously clean sheet, great news for us. It's a clean sheet, but 1-0 against a team which didn't really have any lackluster fight. That they seemed to really struggle. Had no Shrewsbury Hill at all. Didn't really have anything up front. So I didn't think that, they were going to cause us problems. Grealish probably would have been the one that caused us a little bit of problems there. But yeah, I don't know. For me, it's 3 points. I look at the last two games and I'm thinking I probably from a other fan or someone else's point of view, from an outside looking in, what you're saying, we need to get that second goal. You could see in that Wolves game, we got that second one. We got that third. I think we got that second one, I think, and then they pulled one back, and then it was like, oh, here we go again. But we shouldn't have let that happen in the first place. And the same thing again, you were only winning 1-0, but at the end of the day, you look at the stats and just going into this game now, 13 shots to 2 on target. Everton didn't even have one shot on target. Do you know what I mean? 653 passes to 337. It's like we're fucking. It was a tough place to go. Don't get me wrong. Hill Dickinson's been a bit of a fortress for Everton lately, but come on, man. We've got to have that many shots. We've got to at least be putting more in the net. But end of the day, it's 3 points.
Yeah, well, the concerning thing was only out of the 13 shots, only 2 of them on goal though. Like it's you got to be hitting the target at least, making them work as well. But I don't know, it's a tough one. I think with this busy period around Christmas time, like they're the results you just need to get. Like I said, it is a grind. Like there's a lot of games through this period. It doesn't always look pretty. It's it's cold this time of year too, like very cold. It's wet, it's rainy. It's hard to get up 2-3 days apart, game after game after game after game, and keep pumping teams. It just doesn't happen. Like you're going to be lethargic, you're going to be tired, especially there's teams that play Champions League, that play all the cups. Like you end up playing 15 games more than like a lower team that's only playing Prem, really. So
definitely,
it's much harder to get up and play those games where they're right up for it. It's their biggest challenge. They're playing a big team and they're right up for it, and that's where these results can come. So as much as you can look at it like, oh yeah, Arsenal probably should have scored more than that. As long as they get the result, I don't know. I think it's just the 3 points that matter for these teams at the moment. Getting through this period, you want them really ticking after Christmas, and it starts settling down. That's when they start firing when it's there to be won.
Yep. No, I agree. I do agree. All right. Well, that's Matchweek 7. Locked in. We'll do the predictions all together at the end, and then obviously we'll go through the predictions for this week. But we'll talk a little bit more about obviously Match Week 18, and we've done that all in 25 minutes. Let's go. Okay, going to the first game of the week, 27th of December. Obviously, everyone's had a lovely, good Christmas, and we're going into more action, as you can see. 6 days between these games before these guys obviously played again. Obviously 5 for United as they played Villa. So Man United in Newcastle. I was quite surprised on this. I don't know if you know much about these results. We'll go a little bit more into detail because I really do want to talk a little bit about the Forest and the City game because I was fuming with that. But we'll talk a little bit about that later on, and then also Liverpool and Wolves and Arsenal and Brighton. Man United and Newcastle. I was quite disappointed with Newcastle. I thought that they would have really. I don't know. I thought they had chances, and obviously with Bruno Fernandes being out for Man United, I thought that may have been a bit of a weak link. But really, they didn't seem to have any idea. Newcastle in the end.
Yeah, I don't know where to go with Newcastle at the moment. They're a little bit up and down, aren't they? I don't know.
Well,
I don't know what to make of them. They probably should have got the win against Chelsea. They'll be disappointed with the Sunderland game. Then now this one, I think they'll be disappointed with this one too. I don't think United were the better team. They got the goal and they held on. I don't think they were the better team. But on the other hand, another good result for United. They're starting to get these results that they just weren't getting in the last few seasons. The ones where it's a little bit tough and they rolled over in the past, or they couldn't get the job done. And I don't know, maybe they're turning the corner a little bit.
Well, it was a good goal, good technique, but both teams even like on shots and the way the game was played, and I thought Newcastle, they changed things up a little bit. They've got Visser in the team now. He's fit and he doesn't seem to do anything yet. I don't know if it's another situation with Liverpool. Is it going to take a little bit of time with Isaac? When he came into Liverpool, Visser hasn't played for so long. We're now in December. He was signed in July, I think. So, that's taken a little bit of time. Voltemade has been the main man, and I think he has been absolutely fantastic for Newcastle. But yeah, I don't know. There was a lot of chances. They had chances, but they just didn't seem to do anything. I was quite disappointed. And Sisco nearly made it 2-0. He absolutely thumped the bar. That was just a bit unfortunate, and then went off. So yeah, interesting. United obviously seem to have got into a little bit of form lately. So yeah, they're looking good at the moment. They're scraping results across. And we were saying beforehand, Amorim was going to be out at Christmas. Some people were saying, I said he'll still be going. So yeah, another result for United. I'll let you take this one away. Forest and City.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you watched this one. You were telling me about this one. I didn't see this one.
Human.
From what I'm seeing, it looked like City dominated the game, so they probably deserved to win. But yeah, tell us about what happened. I don't know what happened.
I can't say too much because I did take to Twitter, or what do you call it, X. Yeah. If you basically just go on to YouTube and just listen to Sean Dyche's interview, you'll know exactly how he felt. No, Man City struggled. Haaland was very, very quiet in the first half, very, very quiet in the second half. Nottingham Forest, obviously, they got that first goal. City did. And then, obviously, Nottingham Forest pulled one back pretty quick. Crept defending from City. And then Forest went on the up. It was looking like Forest. Every time Forest were attacking, City looked like they were on the break. Like they didn't know what to do. And they were just holding on. Yeah. Riley just... I think he should have been sent off. I don't think he should have been on the pitch. He brought down Omri Hutchinson, and then Igor Jesus was in the box, and he pulled him down as well. No penalty and no yellow card. So, yeah, I don't know. And if you do watch the highlights of this, I'm just saying, you'll see how City celebrated when they got the second. They know that that they were under pressure in that game. So, yeah. I was quite angry actually because I don't think they did not deserve that win at all, and that could have been a draw or a Forest win. So, but 3 points again, and they were top of the league until Arsenal played Brighton in the afternoon.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of City.
Not much more to say on that.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to make of them. They're not the same. They're not the same City that was so dominant. They're not. Forest turned the corner a little bit, but I'll say a little bit about Forest. They've definitely started. They've started playing a lot better. I know they lost to Fulham last game, but I think they started playing a bit better. They got that result against Spurs 3-0. Yeah, like you said, they could have been in for a result in this game too. So I think they've turned it around a little bit.
Yep, and they've got Everton at home as well, so that will be really, really good. I'm looking forward to seeing what happens there. All right, we'll move along. We'll go to West Ham and Fulham. Not too much to talk about this one. West Ham poor again at home. Their form is just 3 losses on the bounce, man. They just can't seem to put anything out the bag. They just don't seem to execute. I don't know what's going on with them. When you look at the players they've got, you're thinking there's goals in that team, but they just keep making mistakes. So good result for Fulham yet again. 3 wins on the bounce for them, so they're in good form at the moment, which is really good. We'll move over to Brentford, and we'll talk a little bit about Bournemouth as well. Brentford 4-1 at Bournemouth, absolutely annihilated them. Sade getting a hat-trick in that game. Fantastic result for him and for them. And Brentford again, 2 wins on the bounce and looking very, very good. Not saying the same though for Bournemouth, Nishka. Talk to me about Bournemouth. 3 draws, 1 loss, down to 15th.
They're looking like a one-man team at the moment. I don't know what's
happening.
I don't know. He's gone.
He's off.
He's as good as gone. But I don't know what to say much about the rest of them. They've fallen in a heap. I don't know what's going on there. Where do they turn to? How do they turn it around? I don't know. It needs to be done quickly, but it's not going to get any easier. They play Chelsea next. Then they play Arsenal. Yeah, and then Spurs. Oh, they got a tough run, man. They are going to be in a world of hurt, I think. Bournemouth by the end of January, because even after that doesn't get easy. They're going to go down to the Amex and play Brighton. So, I think it could be looking a bit gloomy there for Bournemouth in the next month.
You think? Obviously, there's a lot of talk at the moment about Semio. It's near enough. They're saying it's a done deal to City because other teams have pulled out. Obviously Tottenham came in for them. He rejected them very politely. There you go again. Arsenal, there's been a lot of links with him with Arsenal. Arsenal have turned around and said unless anyone goes in January, then they will make a move. City look like to be the front runners, but look like they're going to have competition from Liverpool. A lot of people are saying that could be Salah's last game that he played for him while he's at the African Nations. Man United, he's not interested in going to United. So, it looks like it could be a 2-horse race with them. If they lose him, there's been talks that they've got a done deal with Ethan Nwaneri from Arsenal as well. I don't know if that is a replacement or they're looking at a loan deal. But do you believe that Bournemouth could be in a bit of a relegation battle here? Because you're saying about the games that they've got coming up next. Just touch base on that quickly. You've got where are we? So you've got Chelsea. They drew against Chelsea last time, but that was at home at the Vitality. Sorry, not the Vitality. At Stamford Bridge. Then you say, they've got Arsenal, but away at home, which is good. But then they go to Spurs at home, and then you're saying after that they've then got Brighton, and they've got Liverpool, and then where are we? Wolves. So those 3 games, no 3 points. Could they be pushing themselves into a relegation fight?
Oh, well, they're on 22 points at the moment. Yeah, the magic number is usually generally around 30 to be safe, like just above 30 to be safe. I don't know. Do I see them getting 9 points from the rest of the season? Probably. You'd need something miraculous to happen from either West Ham or Burnley, I think, at the moment. But like saying that, West Ham, with the players they've got, they're more than capable of trying to turn it around and push. And if they start stringing a few wins together, West Ham, I think Bournemouth should be the team that should be nervous. I think because Leeds and Forest, they've got it together. That I see them staying up. So yeah, I think potentially, I think it's between Burnley, West Ham, and Bournemouth for those last relegation spots, I think.
Okay. So, do you believe that Bournemouth could be in trouble?
Oh, 100%. I think they could be. Yeah, definitely. If West Ham, I think it's West Ham. I think West Ham's the one. If West Ham get it together, Bournemouth will be getting worried, I think.
Okay. All right. Well said. There you go. You saying Bournemouth could be in trouble. Heading over to you, Liverpool and Wolves. A bit nervous in this game, Nushka?
Well, the less we say about this game, the better.
Moving on. No, go on. Obviously, you beat them.
Yeah, I beat them. You want it to be more convincing as well. Like, this is another game. Like, the last 20 minutes, like, it looked like we're going to concede, like, all the time. I don't know. How can we not close these games out? I don't understand. If we go 2-0 up, we haven't closed it out. I will say Verts started to look right at home now, though. He's playing fantastic, I believe. But he's a one-man show as well. Him and Ekatike, they're the only two. The rest, oh, man, they're a worry, man. Kirkes, that guy, man, it drives me nuts. I can't stand him. He makes so many mistakes, man. It's not even funny. So he's a worry. Frimpong, I think he's still struggling a little bit from that injury that he had, the hamstring. I don't know how much you watch of Liverpool, SJ, but when he runs, he looks like his speed is his weapon. He doesn't look like he wants to stretch out and run. I don't know if that hamstring's still playing on his mind or something. He doesn't want to run, though, and it's his biggest weapon. Curtis Jones probably played one of his better games, I thought, but he's another one. He's been out of sorts. I don't. One thing I didn't understand in this game: you're playing the worst team in the league, without a doubt. They've played with all these attackers every other game. All of a sudden, we go, "Oh no, we'll play with 5 midfielders and 4 at the back, and only have Ekatike up top." What logic is that? You're playing the worst team, so we'll play the most defensive team that we've got, that we've put out all season. Tell me why.
I don't know. I think, I'll talk about, go a little bit away from the conversation. Arsenal played Wolves last week, and or the week before that, and it wasn't easy. They played they made it difficult for us. We got the goal, but they need a result. The problem is that this is the time, and you said it earlier on the show, is that this is the time when you got to get these results. And Liverpool obviously don't look. They're not the same Liverpool that we've seen last season. Nowhere near. There's a massive drop off. You can see they don't look confident. They don't. The defense looks shaky. And Wolves, they need a result, so they're going to make it difficult. But like you're saying, if you look at it on paper, it should be an easy win, especially Anfield, and that does worry me now. Is Anfield a fortress that it used to be, or are our people not scared of going to Anfield anymore? Is that another problem as well? Because you go to St James's Park, we know what Newcastle are like defensively. You go to Etihad, you know what the atmosphere is like there. You go to these other places, you know what the atmosphere is like. Is Liverpool not becoming a fortress anymore? Is that a problem? Are they not scaring these clubs away like they should be? Because 2-1, and really, Wolves could have equalised if that wasn't for Bradley.
Well, yeah,
it could have been 2-2.
100%. What a tackle!
Mm.
That was a fantastic tackle. Would you be scared going to Anfield when you play like that?
No,
I wouldn't be scared.
no.
that's shocking.
And that's the problem.
I would be scared if I was Leeds and playing the way that we've been playing. I wouldn't be scared.
No.
I think Leeds will come all guns blazing. They won't be scared. We got more to lose than what they do. They got nothing to lose. They're just playing. They're playing for fun. They want to win. They want to attack. It's scary when you're a team that's like my name says, you're barely hanging on to that top 4 spot. You're trying to hang on to the leaders, trying to stay in the fight, and you've got a Leeds United that's just playing carefree football, Dominic Calvert-Lewin scoring goals. It's scary. It's not scary for them. They don't care. How good we get to play at Anfield.
Yeah, we saw how that went last time. So, but end of the day, 3 points. Liverpool are on 3 wins in a row now, so they have hit some form. Not being, probably straightforward. The 3rd best team in the league as well. You wouldn't have thought that saying that, would you?
Huh?
3rd best team in the league.
For what?
On form.
Who? Us?
Liverpool. Yeah, I know.
The form doesn't watch the games.
I know, but you would. But on form, they are the 3rd best team in the league.
Yeah,
which is so
something to take. It's something to take out of it. You can still get results when you're playing shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. And the thing is, you look at where they were before to where they are now. When we'll talk about it at the end, you wouldn't have thought it. You would never have thought it. It's just so close. Anyway,
do you know what's funny? This is the funny thing, right? When they were playing better, they weren't getting results.
So they play shit, they win. They play well, they lose.
Yeah.
Okay. That's obviously the.
Just keep playing shit.
Yeah, and they've got no Mo Salah either. But he hasn't been on form either, so it doesn't look like they've missed him. Anyway, moving on. I'll let you take this one away because it's me next, my team, Arsenal and Brighton.
Arsenal Brighton. This is another case similar to what we talked about with the Everton one, wasn't it? I don't know. I thought you had them done for dinner, and then let them back in, and then looked all Brighton towards the end.
Yeah, I look at these stats and I'm like, fuck. 18-5.
18 shots, 5 on target. That's a big number, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
You got to be hitting the target more. You got to be hitting the target more, don't you? From 18 shots, don't you believe?
Oh yeah, we've added that. Yeah, we've added that. Yeah, it's. I don't know. It's a tough one. I don't know. We want me to go into detail about it. I watched the game. They just dominated from start to finish, near enough, basically, or sort of start to finish. But they just dominated. Saka was amazing down that right. Like just done him every time. Guacares not on the score sheet yet again. Worked hard. Is
he the man? Do you think?
Oh, it's the same conversation as Cisco and Wirtz, though, isn't it?
Do they need to play Jesus?
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is Jesus came on and has done a lot more, but he's a different player. I don't know. I don't know. It's what annoys me is it's a scapegoat because we're at the top and we're top of the league, and because Guacares is not scoring, he's to blame. Okay, let's look at Cisco. Cisco's United How many goals has Sesko scored for United?
Well, yeah, I don't know. I don't rate Sesko, so
Well, there you go. It's the
I don't
same
rate
thing.
it. Yeah,
It's the same story.
same. But
And he's being substitute for Xerxes. Who Xerxes is shite.
he's dog water. But
Yeah.
what concerns me with your team is I think your three best players, they're on the bench. Martinelli, Eze, and Jesus.
Yeah.
Why are they on the bench? You've got this lineup here. To me, is so defensive against teams you should be belting. Oh, yeah, he loves being defensive. I don't understand it.
Yeah, but he played Rice right back.
I don't see a world where your best lineup is where Marino, Zubamendi, and Declan Rice all play in the same team. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
No. He had to change though, and I think a lot of people keep saying, "Oh yeah, this," but Arsenal in the last 3 weeks, we played a different fucking back four every week. Take that into account. Gabriel's been out. We played Hincapi, right? We played then Hincapi, then we played Mosquero, right? We played Hincapi, and then I think it was Jurian Timber and fucking Ben White and Calaflori, right? Then we had Saliba, and then we had Hincapi didn't play, so Saliba and then Gabriel's now fit. It's so inconsistent. Then you got Eze, who done fantastic against Spurs, but then hasn't played. Madueke has scored 2 goals against Bruges in the Champions League, and he doesn't play him. We had to play Rice right back because we've got Jurian Timber's not playing, and I think in my eyes at the moment, Jurian Timber is the best right back in the Prem, without a doubt. I think he's just solid, honestly, and on his game is just currently in his form at the moment. He's awesome. And you can definitely see that. Then we're playing a number 8, number 6 at right back in Declan Rice, who did play well, don't get me wrong, but Brighton is not fucking Villa, and we saw what happened against Villa. So for me, I would be playing a strong lineup, but the problem is that they still need to work out, can Odegaard play with Rice? Sorry, can Odegaard play with Eze? Because they keep playing Odegaard in the middle, and then they're playing Eze on the left. But then you've got Martinelli. You've then got Madueke. You then got Jesus. So it looks like to me, it's like Gokares in the middle, up front, comes off, put Jesus in the middle. And then Jesus does what he needs to do. He slows play. Gokares is like a bulldozer, like tries to, but it's just not working. And I think everyone keeps talking to us at the moment and saying to me, "Oh, you're scoring more own goals than actually scoring goals." And it's like, well, fucking, it's a goal, but it's the other way around, But we need to now start, scoring goals. We need to. I don't know. It looks to me we're getting a bit nervous. If you look in the last 3 games, the Wolves game was a nervous game, the Everton was a nervous game, and the Brighton one was a nervous game. And honestly, I don't know if you've seen it. If David Raya does not save that, this is a draw. We draw that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've seen the David Raya save, but it's probably one of the best saves of the season.
You don't have enough creativity.
But it doesn't make sense, though, because we do.
From the midfield. The midfield's not. You need Eze on the pitch, I think. With Odegaard, I reckon they should be playing both of them. There's too many defensive-minded players in their midfield.
But he's done it too many times.
They do all this. They do all the simple things like keep the ball, tick the ball around. So they don't have anybody unlocking it. They got nobody unlocking it.
Well, I don't see
the only time they look creative is Saka or Madueke or someone running down the wing at a defender. It's the only time. There's no one unlocking it through the middle, in my opinion.
Okay.
That's where I believe Eze needs to be in the middle, or not Odegaard. I know you like Odegaard. I'm not the biggest fan. of him.
Well, I was happy he shot from 25 yards out.
Yeah,
Should do it more often.
But I'd rather Eze on the pitch instead of him, and Martinelli playing instead of Trossard. Do you like Trossard?
Yeah. So underrated.
Oh,
so underrated.
I'm not the biggest fan.
You're not?
I think Martinelli's a better player, in my opinion. I think Matchweek better player, to be honest.
I think Martinelli's final ball is shite, honestly.
Do you see
when you watch him, he's fast. Don't get me wrong, he's fast, but start fucking running with your head down. Run with your head up. He does it every time. And then he gets into a position, he fucks it up every time. He done it against Newcastle in the cup. He done it against Brighton. The ball came along and he fucking skied it, you know. That is the difference, you know. And this is the problem when I don't want to go too much over Arsenal, but when you're dealing with the likes of City who have won the league, they know what to do. They've done it before, and they're not the best team at the moment. Let's be honest, they're not. But when Haaland has the ball, it's a goal. He's just so clinical, you know. And if they don't have Haaland, I don't think City are the same team, without a doubt. No questions asked. But they are clinical, and they've now got into some form with Cherki and Foden. You know, they're in some real good form. So we need to try and get these players to get into form. And I don't understand why he's not playing. And it's been like that situation all season. He's gone for a defensive. He did it against you guys. I watched the Liverpool game with you, with the watch along, and we saw the lineup, and I was like, fuck, it's too defensive. It's Marino in the middle, it's someone else, and it's like, why are you going defensive? It's like we're playing Villa, right? They ain't going to be defensive. Morgan Rogers is going to be the attack. Ollie Watkins is going to run off the back of the player. It's going to be attack. So you need to be going attack. You need to be going into attack. They've got no Matty Cash. He's suspended. And they've got no Tielemans. They're both out in that game. So we have a massive opportunity. 2 top players out, right? So let's go and let's cause problems. Obviously, it is at home as well for us. So we've got a bit of redemption, hopefully, from last week. I think it's at home. I'm just double checking. Yeah, it is. It is at home. So I don't know. I think we're still messing around and pissing around with our lineup, and I don't know. And I look at it now that Marino's not going to start. You know, Marino's not going to play up front anymore because Jesus is there and Havertz is not very far away. So, you know, I don't know. But talking on that, do Arsenal look nervous coming into Christmas?
Maybe not nervous. Maybe tired. A little bit tired. A lot of games. I don't know, nervous. I think there's a lot of teams in the similar boat. Liverpool, City. They play a lot of games. I think you can't look into it too much.
Okay. All right. We'll go into the next one. Not too much to talk about this. Burnley and Everton. I don't know how the fuck Burnley didn't win this game. I really don't. When they hit the post in the last couple of minutes, I was like, oh, God. 0-0 as well. Another draw for Burnley as well. And looking at their form, two draws on the bats, and Everton have got 1 draw and 1 loss. So not much to talk on that one. I don't know if you've got anything to say on that one.
Nah, just Everton's been a little bit disappointing lately, I feel.
Yeah, I do agree.
No,
we'll go on the last game. We'll touch base on Chelsea and Villa last. Over to Sunderland, Leeds. That man again, Calvert-Lewin, fucking most informed striker at the moment. Like, what is going on with this guy, man? Like, he's scoring every game, and they're not shit goals. Some of them are pretty good goals, you know. He seems to be in the right place at the right time every bloody time, and he's scoring. And the thing is, as well, he's scoring goals, which is holding teams on. See, Leeds went down 1-0 in that game, 28 minutes, and he stepped up again, 47 minutes. But they had 17 shots away from home.
They should have won. They should have won this game. But you know, they're a tough team still to knock over, aren't they? at home.
Sunderland
Stadium
at
Light.
home this season. Yeah.
But yeah, Leeds, they're not scared. They're taking it to everybody. They're unlucky. They're unlucky not to get 3 points this game. They've been playing really well. I don't think they'll be too disappointed. Obviously, they'll be disappointed not to get the 3 points, but I don't think they'll be disappointed in the way they're playing. I think they'll be pretty happy and they'll be full of confidence again.
Well, their form's great. You look at their form; they win, draw, win, draw. 16th. 2 points.
They're unlucky that they haven't turned a couple of them draws into wins as well. Like there's a game against us that they could have got the win. That one there against Sunderland was another one. They probably
Chelsea 3-1.
And they convert a couple more of those draws into wins. They're right in up and amongst the near the top 10. Do you know what I mean? That'd be two more of those games won. They're right there with Everton and Spurs and Fulham. So I think that'll probably be reinforced to them. I'd imagine that's all it takes. They convert a couple of them, and they'll be full of confidence. So I expect them to take it to us again this week.
Okay, all right. Moving on, one more game left after this: Crystal Palace and Spurs, which was this morning. I thought Palace would have got the win here, but Spurs. Richarlison had 2 goals disallowed, by the way, for offside, so it was quite funny. But he made the difference. And no, he didn't actually. It was actually Gray actually that made the difference. Disappointing from Palace. And they there's a lot of media surrounding their manager at the moment. I don't know if you heard about it. Glasner's not going to sign a new deal for Palace. So and I'm looking at Palace's form. 3 losses on the bounce. What's going on with Palace?
I'm not too sure, but yeah, I don't know. The worst thing is they were in control of this game. I don't understand. But Spurs come out with the win. Is it more? Well, you probably expect Spurs to win the game, but is that more concerning for Spurs that they had to win like that, or is that concerning for Palace that they're just not getting the results? Like what's going on? Their form has slumped massively. We were talking this team up probably 10 games in. We were saying how good they've been. Since then, they've been absolute dog water. They've been terrible.
Well, 16 shots to 2 and 9 shots to 5. So 16 shots to 2 is pretty poor. Tottenham obviously 9 to 5, and then obviously won the game 1-0. But I think that it has been, there's been a lot of media speculation surrounding them as well, and obviously looking at their form. They're 9th in the table, above Spurs, lost 6 games now, and they were sitting in 3rd about 3 weeks ago. But now it's 3 wins, 2 wins and 3 wins on the bounce. So they really need to sort it out because that's not good. And then obviously coming this week, they're at home again to Fulham. And they got the players as well. We've seen them. We saw them play, Liverpool. We've seen them play Arsenal. We've seen them play some big clubs, and very, very unlucky. But they just, I'm confused.
What's happening with Mateta, Matt? That guy